Welcome back to my channel. I'm James, and this channel's for everyone worldwide that loves all these great movies and these great TV series that are released all over the world. Today's another video in my very popular top new and upcoming releases video series. And I do an update of one of these about every month to month and a half to let you know of a bunch of these big titles that are coming out, new pre-orders and releases that are coming out, and exciting things that a lot of you don't know about. And there's always some hidden ones that I throw in here from all around the world that a lot of the times a lot of people don't know are coming out. So this one, we're going to be deep diving into all of the new ones coming out in the next month and a half here. And there's a lot of exciting titles. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I don't know what you're really doing. You need to go down there and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that way you don't miss out on any of these exclusive videos or any of these special announcements that I do here only on my YouTube channel. Now, as always, when I'm going through these, I will put the pre-order or order links right down in the description section right below this video. There's a little arrow, it pops down. I'll put them all down there. It takes me a lot of time and work to get those together, but I put down there as many of them as I can. So that way, if you're gonna pre-order or pick up any of these, you just go down there, you click on that, it takes you straight out to Amazon. So that way you can get them, it makes it nice and easy. Now, starting off, we're gonna start off on January 11th here. Now, January 11th has some big titles coming out. Earlier last year, I did the release of Dune 4K Ultra HD, the limited edition and regular edition that came out from Arrow Video. And that was a full 4K restoration and remaster. And that one was really good, and I really enjoyed that movie. Even though originally when it came out, it wasn't as big of a release. It's kind of grown in cult status over the years. Well, here on January 11th, we're getting the new 2021 Dune that's coming out on 4K Ultra HD and Blu Ray. Now, I have not seen this film yet because I don't do streaming services and things like that. I always wait for it to come out on physical. That way I can support the physical release. So I will be picking that one up on 4K Ultra HD. And that one's an exciting release. I'm curious how that's going to compare to the original Dune that I reviewed of Arrow Videos. And I really enjoyed that one even originally when that came out in the 80s. So I'm curious how this one's going to live up to that. So I'm excited to pick up that release. Now, on June 11th, we're also going to get The Great Escape. And this is one of my favorite World War II movies with Steve McQueen in it. And there is a ton of really great actors in that film. And it's one of my favorite, like, escapism, like World War II prison camp, like drama. It's got a little bit of humor in it, but it's overall just a really great World War II movie. Now, I'm going to be getting that one in hopefully here next week. Hopefully, as long as the shipment shows up early, I should be able to get that one in early to do a review for you all on the channel here. My plan is to do a 4K versus Blu Ray image comparison, one of my exclusive 4K versus Blu Ray image comparisons I do here on the channel. And that one I'll be comparing to my actual Criterion collection release of The Great Escape that I already have on Blu Ray. And that one's going to be a really exciting release. It's one of my favorite classic films. I've probably seen it maybe 20-30 times. So that one, I'm really curious if that Kino Lorber, if they're going to keep with their streak of doing amazing releases on 4K. Other than the Hard Target one where they had some issues with the audio and some issues with basically them having to replace those, which I'll talk about that one later on. But basically, they've been doing an outstanding job, and I've reviewed tons of their 4K releases and done 4K versus Blu Ray image comparisons on those. They've been doing an outstanding job. One little hiccup along the way is not really a big deal. Some people have made a bigger deal about something that they thought was in a release that really wasn't there. Like I've kind of talked about on the channel a lot over the years. Sometimes people like to make basically anthills into mountains. And there was one of them, I think it was the Silence of the Lambs, that they had claimed had basically something wrong in the first like 10 minutes. That was incorrect. There wasn't anything wrong with that release. It looked outstanding throughout the entire release. But basically, that's where I'm excited to see what they do with The Great Escape. That one should be a really exciting 4K release. I'm really excited to pick that one up. And that's one that you all can look forward to here. Hopefully next week, I'll get that one in to do the review on that one as well. Hugely excited about that one. Now, continuing on the same January 11th, I'm going to be getting in Juice. And that's a 4K Ultra HD release from Paramount Studios. They're doing a brand new 4K scan and restoration for that. I have not seen that film. Originally when it came out, I never saw that film. And so I'm curious how that one's going to look. I might be able to do that one depending on when that one shows up because there's a bunch I have coming in for review. So that one does come out on January 11th as well. And this one I threw in for all of you. I am not a fan of this series at all, but I know a lot of you that watch my channel are very excited for this release, so I wanted to make sure to include this in the video for all of you. Halloween Kills. Now, this is the newest Halloween movie in the series that's coming out. I have not seen it. I don't like the Halloween movies personally. I like the original Scream, which I did a review of the 4K restoration of that one. Really enjoyed that restoration. It looks drastically different than the Blu-rays did. If you haven't checked out that review on the channel, make sure to go check out that one as well. But Halloween Kills is coming out on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray. And that's all on January 11th. So a lot of titles on January 11th to be excited about that are coming out here very, very soon. Now, moving ahead to January 18th, that's the next week after that, you're going to be getting A Hard Day's Night. Basically, it's the Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. This is the brand new Criterion 4K Ultra HD restoration, scan, remaster of A Hard Day's Night, which I really did like the film. It's kind of like a musical documentary with a story, and it's got the Beatles, and it's just a really fun film. And it's a really great, if you like musicals, you like things having to do with the Beatles and things like that, it's just a really well done film. That's coming out from Criterion Collection, the 4K Ultra HD, and I've had that pre-ordered for a very long time. So that one, if I get it in early, I'm hoping to do that one as a review as well. But that one is coming out on January 18th from Criterion. Then we're also going to get Edge of Darkness. And this is an Errol Flynn movie. I really did enjoy it. It's got Ann Sheridan in it. And it's coming from Warner Archive, a complete restoration on Blu-ray. And that's going to be coming out the same day and date, January 18th. We're also going to be getting Last Night in Soho. I have not seen that film. I've heard some good things, some bad things. I don't know what I'm really going to think about it until I see it, but that one does come out on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray, same day and date, January 18th. So a bunch of titles on January 18th to be excited about as well. Like I said, there's always so much coming out. Make sure to comment in the comment section below. Let me know what of these you're excited to see, what of these you're excited to pick up. Make sure to start that conversation in the comment section below. I always love to hear from all of you. And like I said, I will put the links for any of these that are available for pre-order. I will put them all in the description section below. I list them all out for you. You click on those, takes you out to pre-order or buy these if you're watching this after they come out. And if you haven't seen any of my previous upcoming, top new and upcoming releases videos, they're always something fun to go back and watch as well, because there's a lot of hidden titles I talk about that I don't always necessarily get to review, but I talk about kind of a little bit, just like I am in this video, my thoughts on them, what I liked, what I disliked. So they're kind of like mini review videos as well. So if you haven't checked those out, there's probably a dozen I've done already that you can go back and check out. They're all available on the channel as well. And I think I have a playlist available for you to watch them all. You can go through there and watch all of them through that playlist as well. Moving ahead, we're on January 25th now. We're going to get Dead Heat 4K Ultra HD. And that's going to be coming from Vinegar Syndrome. And those are my folks at Vinegar Syndrome that I work with. So they're going to be sending that to me early for a review. I'll have that in here to the channel. I'll get that review out to all of you. I'm hoping to do my 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison, my exclusive comparisons that I do here on the channel. I'm hoping to do that on there as well, because I have the original Image Entertainment Blu-ray release of Dead Heat. So I'll be able to compare that to the new 4K Ultra HD restoration and release from Vinegar Syndrome. I'm curious how that's going to turn out, because they've been doing a better job on their releases and I've really enjoyed them. I just recently did their Ticks release and their Summer of '84 from their partner label release on 4K. Really enjoyed both those films, and I did reviews of those on the channel with my 4K versus Blu-ray image comparisons as well. If you haven't checked those out, go check out those reviews. But I'm excited about Dead Heat. It's kind of like a zombie cop. Basically, cops turn into zombies, and like it's got comedy and humor and action adventure, and it's a fun film. So I'm really excited that Vinegar Syndrome's keeping this like smaller releases kind of coming out, things that you never really thought would come out on 4K. I'm really excited about that one. I love zombie movies. Now, staying with January 25th, we're going to be getting Clockstoppers. And that's on Blu-ray from Paramount. It's going to be a brand new 1080p HD. It's never been released in 1080p HD on Blu-ray yet. This is the first time ever worldwide. And there's a bunch of these from Paramount that basically, they've been stepping up their game. If you've watched my channel for a while, I've been talking about a ton of releases that Paramount Studios have been doing. You know, you got all the TV shows, the MacGyver, the Andy Griffith. Tons of them have been coming out. On top of that, they've been doing tons of catalog Blu-rays and 4Ks, Just like Juice that I talked about that was coming out here earlier this month, that's another huge release. Clockstoppers was done actually by Jonathan Frakes, who actually, from Star Trek, Commander Riker, if you remember Star Trek Enterprise, he was Commander Riker on that. And then he directed First Contact, the Star Trek movie First Contact that I love. Anyhow, he went on and did Clockstoppers. I loved the film. It's really well done. It's action-packed. It kind of came out as like a Nickelodeon-type movie, and people kind of wrote it off thinking it was a kid's movie. It's not. It's a very entertaining. Even as an adult, I enjoyed it. I have it on DVD. I'm excited to get that one on Blu-ray. I really enjoyed that film. That one's coming out on Blu-ray on January 25th. We're also getting a bunch of other catalog Paramount titles. We're going to get Going Ape. That's coming out on Blu-ray. That's going to be first time ever worldwide on 1080p HD. We're also going to get Dreamer, and that's got Kurt Russell in it, and that's a really heartwarming, just really good movie. Kurt Russell's really good in that film. That's another catalog Blu-ray title from Paramount Studios. First time ever worldwide, full 1080p HD. Excited to get that one as well. Staying on January 25th, we're also getting Bad News Bears. Now, I have the original Bad News Bears, and I did kind of a mini review on a top upcoming new releases a long time ago when that came out. That was a Paramount catalog title release where there was dozens of them that came out at the same time that I talked about. Well, they're finally releasing the more modern one with Billy Bob Thornton in it, and this is going to be the first time ever completely remastered 1080p HD Blu-ray release of the more modern one, Bad News Bears. And I'm excited to get that because I wanted to have the new one plus the old one. I like both films. So it'll be nice to have both completely in 1080p HD, and the first one looked really good when they released that. So I'm hoping that this one continues that trend because, Paramount, again, they're just knocking it out of the park. I can't really ask them to do much more because as studio goes, they're releasing more catalog titles than almost any studio I can compare to. Kino, Lorber, and basically Paramount Studios, they're popping them out like crazy. So it's great for us collectors, those of us that love all these movies. It's a great time to be a collector. And I'll touch on this really quick for all of you. There was a recent article from Shout Factory that was talking about the VP said since 2020 through 2021, those 2 years, they saw the largest increase in physical media sales that they've ever seen since the start of their company. So they said that in those 2 years alone, including through 2021, it's only escalated. 4Ks, SteelBooks, Blu-rays, DVDs, they said it's increased more, and sales on physical media, they've been increasing drastically, that they've seen such an increase. They're trying to step up how many titles they can release. So that's a huge thing. There's a lot of naysayers out there saying, oh, physical media is dead, it's dying. Disney's the only one that really seems to be killing off the titles, or they try to release titles that are really poorly done, like the Pirates of the Caribbean first movie here that came out on 4K. I was going to do a review on it, but it really just wasn't amazing, and I felt like there were so many other titles that needed to be represented that I chose not to do that one. Well, here's the thing about it is, the big thing is Disney's the only one that's really trying to cut out physical media or really not do too much with it. Now, there are some Disney titles I'm going to talk about here, but it is the fact of that all these other companies are seeing huge increases. Kino, Lorber talked about it. They've not sold nearly as much as they have these last 2 years, and it's only increased. They said the amount of sales they're getting is astronomical. Same thing with Paramount Studios. They said since they started doing all these catalog titles, they've seen theirs shoot off. So those that try to make these videos that kind of say, oh, physical media is dead, that's all clickbait. They're trying to get you to click on the video to watch it. I don't do that. I don't believe that's the right thing to do. Physical media, according to the companies I work with, you got Elephant Films, Universal, Shout Factory, Arrow Video, MVD. I could go on for days. The companies that I work with that actually talk to me about what they're getting in, and the industry inside information I get from the folks I work with and the companies I work with, it's not going down, it's only increasing. So take that for what it is, that you have to look at it from your own viewpoint and see that we're getting more titles now, more catalog Blu-rays, 4Ks than ever before, and it's only increasing. So that's a great thing. When you see that Disney's not doing as many, that's because they want you to buy it over and over again through digital services. They don't like the idea of you buying it once as much and then basically they can't keep charging you. So keep that in mind. Now, staying with January 25th, we do have a Disney title, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the complete remastered 1080p HD Blu-ray set of the entire series on Blu-ray. Now, I was really surprised by this announcement because Disney, like I just kind of talked about, has been cutting back their releases. Well, they are releasing Chip 'n Dale. I think it's to coincide with the Chip 'n Dale, basically Disney Plus movie that's coming out. And they're trying to coincide with that. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't support Disney Plus. I really don't like the streaming services, as most of you know that have watched the channel for a while. But they are releasing on January 25th the complete remastered Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. It's never been released before on Blu-ray, and the final season's actually never been released even on DVD. So it's going to be complete on Blu-ray. That's an exciting title. I really like Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. It was kind of when I was older, I watched it, with my younger siblings and things like that. But I still did enjoy it, and it was a fun series. So I'll be excited to pick that up and share that with my kids. That is a Disney title that did kind of surprise me. Hopefully it looks better than a lot of Disney's recent releases. I mean, their track record lately has not been amazing, and that's where I kind of feel like they're almost sabotaging themselves with physical media releases, because they almost like, well, let's stick it out and not do a great job on it and then say, oh, see, people didn't buy it enough. But to be honest, Disney, can you really blame people? If you release a junk title and you don't really do any work on it and it looks horrible, and then you say, oh, people didn't buy it, well, the only person you got to blame is yourself. Look at these other companies. I mean, Paramount's doing a great job. Like I talked about, Shout Factory, Kino, Lorber. I could name off hundreds of these companies that are doing an amazing job. You know, they aren't sticking out junk. They're doing a great job, and then people are supporting it and buying it, and they're seeing an increase in sales. But not me to digress here for a minute. Just wanted to touch on that here for a minute. Now, if you enjoy my content and you enjoy the videos I create here on my YouTube channel, I ask that you please consider giving a super thanks. And this is what the super thanks looks like down below. Right below this video, there's a super thanks button. That's just like giving a tip when you go to a restaurant or anywhere else. I don't have Patreon. The only way that I can continue to support to make these videos and keep providing you all this content is through the support of all my subscribers and viewers just like you. So when you click on that button and you give a super thanks, it lets you give any amount. And on every video that you watch, that's just like giving a tip because you enjoy the hard work and the time that I put into each one of these videos. Also, another way to help support this channel is to go down through the description section below, and if you're going to pick up, pre-order, or buy any of these, go down to the description section right below this video, click that arrow down, and click through those Amazon links that takes you straight out to Amazon. And that's at no cost to you. So when you click on those, it's the same sale price as everyone. It just does help support the channel just a little bit. Also, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed yet, go down there and hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any of this exclusive content that I release here on my YouTube channel. A lot of people think these videos are always free. Well, they're free for you to watch, but they're not free for me to make. And they cost me a lot of time, effort, money, and the technology that goes into this, and the software I have to pay to constantly create all these videos. So if you enjoy my content, just like everyone else on YouTube, they always ask for you to support them on Patreon. I ask that you please give a super thanks right down below this video. All right, let's continue on to the next date here. All right, continuing on February 1st now, we're going to get Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's going to be on 4K and Blu-ray, and that's coming from Sony. Haven't seen that film yet. I do like the Ghostbusters, especially the original movies. I really enjoyed them. I thought they were fun. Ghostbusters 1 obviously is my favorite over Ghostbusters 2. I didn't really like the more modern Ghostbusters they did with the gals in it. Doesn't matter whether it was guys or gals, I just thought the movie was kind of lame. So I didn't really enjoy that. I'm curious how Ghostbusters Afterlife is going to be. I know I've kind of avoided reviews because that's one of those films I kind of want to go into it fresh and see it for myself without someone else's opinion. Basically, I'm curious how that one's going to be. We're also getting on February 1st several other titles. We're going to get Wayne's World Part 1 and Part 2, or the 2-movie collection, however you want to call it. That's supposed to be a new scan and supposedly a new remaster from Paramount. So they're releasing a brand new supposed scan in that. I'm not sure how the remaster is going to be because I think it is just a new scan that they're basically rescanning it because the old scan on the original Blu-ray was poorly done. I think it was like a VC1 encode, and basically they're doing a whole new one and it's a brand new release. And I do like Wayne's World, so I'm going to pick up that Blu-ray. We're also going to get Clifford the Big Red Dog on Blu-ray from Paramount. Kind of surprised that didn't get a 4K release. My understanding is based on viewership and how much they made in theaters, it didn't do amazingly well. So that's probably why we're only getting a Blu-ray. We're also getting another catalog Paramount title. Now, I already own Almost Famous on 4K. Paramount did a limited run of the SteelBook release of Almost Famous on 4K. And I got that originally, I think it was like a year and a half, year ago, something like that. It then went out of print and became more expensive and hard to find. Well, they're re-releasing Almost Famous on 4K, but it's just going to be in a regular standard 4K case. So it's going to be your black case. It won't be in the SteelBook. So those of you that missed out on that original release, Paramount didn't leave you hanging. They're releasing it in the original, basically 4K cases. So you'll be able to pick that up as well. Kino Lorber now is doing FX1 and FX2, the movies, in a 2-movie Blu Ray box set. And I do like that movie series. I think it's a entertaining kind of a twist on special effects being made to make it seem like there was a murder of basically somebody that then they're trying to get in the witness protection program and things that fall apart, and then they come after the person that did the special effects. It's a very clever movie series, and I thought FX1 obviously was better than FX2, so I'll be excited to get that one. Kino Lorber's bringing that one out. And I told you I'd talk about Hard Target. Now, Hard Target is getting a re-release on February 1st. Now, I never got my Hard Target in. I pre-ordered it way back when I announced it. And I think I announced it in the top new and upcoming releases video in November, if I remember correctly. And that was either 2 or 3 top upcoming new releases videos ago. I think it was actually 2 ago. But anyhow, I never got my copy in. It basically got pushed back and kept getting pushed back. And now it just keeps asking me to approve the delay. So I keep approving it and it keeps getting pushed back. I don't know if they're going to cancel my pre-order and then I'm going to have to reorder it. But anyhow, that's getting re-released with the new disc to fix basically the audio and the little bit of hiccups they had in the visual in it. So once it gets re-released with the corrected audio and visual corrections in it, I will hopefully be getting my 4K copy in. I know a lot of you asked me to do a 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison because I have obviously the original Blu-ray release from Universal, but I never got my copy, so I haven't been able to do it. But mine's supposedly coming, and hopefully I'll get that before February 1st and then maybe be able to do that as well. So that's why I never did that video. I just didn't get it. Now, moving ahead to February 8th. We are getting another big Kino Lorber 4K Ultra HD release. Again, Kino Lorber doing an outstanding job. And Kino Lorber, if you're watching this video, you need to get in touch with me and start sending these for review, because I'll tell you this much, I've been spending so much money getting all these titles in for review here on my channel. I'm literally going bankrupt here. I'm spending so much constantly to get these in early and spending full price because I don't get them on sale. So it does get very expensive to get these early in sometimes for a lot of you, to get these reviews out for all of you so you can see these early before you get to buy them. So we're getting some Like It Hot on 4K Ultra HD from Kino Lorber. And it's one of those classic comedy movies. I really enjoy it. I'm curious how they're going to do this one with their 4Ks. They've been doing an outstanding job, so other than, like I said, with that little hiccup with like Hard Target, I think that this one's going to be great. If I get that one in early, I'm hoping to do that one as a review here on the channel as well. We're also getting a bunch of Blu-ray catalog titles from Paramount. Brand new 1080p remasters here. We're getting Foul Play, which is a really funny Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn comedy. That one's coming out on February 8th. We're also going to get Stargirl Season 2 from DC and Warner Brothers. That's one of those shows that it's pretty good. I'm not going to say it's amazing. It's nowhere near as good as Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois is an absolutely great TV series, and it's rare that I like a lot of modern TV series, but I do like Stargirl, and Superman and Lois has been outstanding. So a bunch of really exciting titles on February 8th. Now, I've got a bunch of hidden titles here I'm going to talk to you about real quick. I always give, at the end of all of these videos that I do, these top new and upcoming, little things I've heard from my industry or from companies that I work with that send me updates on things that are coming out that they don't have a release date for yet, but they'll tell me, hey, we're working on this, it's going to be coming out. So this is just some extra information and hidden information behind the scenes for all of you. Something to be excited about that's coming out soon. Now, we're going to be getting Drive on 4K Ultra HD. It's one of those like retro 80s feel movies, and I really did enjoy the film in it. It's such a really well done film, kind of like a throwback to like a lot of gangster or bad guys with a heart movies, and it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. Ryan Gosling was great in it. I thought there was a lot of great actors in it, and the music's done great in it. Just a really well done film. Well, the director of that's actually working directly with a company that I work with called Second Sight. And they're doing a brand new 4K restoration remaster on 4K Ultra HD, and it's going to be coming out in a limited edition box set. Now, no date yet. They just let me know that it's going to be coming out, and that's going to be coming out later this year. But they are working on that one. Same thing from Second Sight, the same company I work with. We're going to be getting Dog Soldiers. And that one they're hoping to get out in March, but they're not quite sure that it's going to be done on time. They're working with the director on that. Brand new scan, restoration. That is one of my favorite like werewolf movies. I really love that film, and a lot of people never gave it a chance because it was a lower budget, or they thought it was lower budget, but holy cow, that movie is outstanding. I really love that movie. Excited to get that one on 4K. I think they're going to be doing a limited edition set on that one as well, just like what I recently talked about in the community section, The Guest. And a lot of what Second Sight does is they do a lot of these titles that kind of got overlooked but that are really good films. And that's where a lot of people, when they were voting, didn't really vote for The Guest when I was asking if all of you wanted me to do a review on it. And I was kind of surprised because that movie is really well done, and it's really a well done movie, and that 4K restoration was really great. But anyhow, for some reason, a lot of people that just don't know about these films kind of overlook them, and they miss out on some of these really great gems. Well, Drive's one of them. Dog Soldier's another one. The Guest is another one. So those are really well done films by Second Sight. So those ones, hopefully I'll get in early to do reviews on the channel as well. Then we've got some other titles like The Green Mile is coming out on 4K Ultra HD. That will be in a SteelBook limited edition. There's a bunch of different things that are going to come out from Warner Brothers for that set. And that one's coming from Warner Brothers later this year as well. And then wrapping it up, this one I am thrilled about. I absolutely love this series. And I've talked with the company American Zoetrope, if all of you remember, when my review was recommended by the actual company that worked directly with the director who owns American Zoetrope that did The Outsiders release. Well, the Godfather trilogy is being worked on, 4K Ultra HD restoration, remaster, scan, Paramount Studios. It's going to be an outstanding release of The Godfather, and it's coming out this year from Paramount Studios. Full trilogy set, 4K Ultra HD from Paramount Studios. Hugely excited about that. I do hope that American Zoetrope, maybe I can get that in early for review. After my review getting recommended and things like that, I do hope that they'll be able to get that to me way ahead of release. That'll be a huge review for this channel. So I'll let y'all know and keep you updated if I do hear from them. If they say, hey, would you like to review this a month and a half early? Whatever does happen with that, I'll let y'all know. Whether it's on my Twitter account. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you're going to want to follow me on there. I give little updates, things that I don't normally do for all my other accounts. Twitter's just kind of faster and easier for me. I type something up, send it, it's really quick. So if you want extra updates or hidden things like that, you'll want to follow me on Twitter. I do stuff on Instagram as well, but Instagram's a lot harder for me to use. They require a lot more steps for me to make a post on there. Twitter's really fast, and so I do post on Twitter quite often. But anyhow, so I am hoping to do that one for a review as well. That one will be huge. I'll do a 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison. I'm excited about that one. That one's going to be one of my top titles of 2022 here. So let me know in the comment section below what of these you're excited to see, what of these you're excited to get, what of these you didn't know about. I always try to bring a lot of exciting titles that I know a lot of the times a lot of you just don't know about, that I bring to light and things like that. Let me know what of these you're excited to see reviews of. Comment in the comment section below. I always love to hear if you're excited about some of the ones I mentioned I was going to do reviews on. All of that. Start that conversation in the comment section below. Make sure if you enjoy these videos, consider giving that super thanks. Make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. Really, I don't know what you're doing if you're not subscribed yet. I've been doing this for years, and it's so much exclusive content you're only going to find here on my YouTube channel, and I put so much extra special effects, music, and work into every one of these videos to make every one of these videos something entertaining, special, and enjoyable for all of you to watch. I hope all of you have a blessed day. I've always got exciting and new content coming out very soon.